the last pitch for tonight.
Hi, my name is Leslie Lenow, and I'm the founder of Mira Artist Tools. Mira Artist Tools is a startup company that plans to focus on innovating new products in the art materials market. I've been a professional artist and a teacher for over 25 years. And a couple of years ago, I opened a school in Edmond, Oklahoma, called the Conservatory for Classical Art. The school has grown to boast over 80 students in the 2 years we've been there, with 5 local instructors who teach weekly. My inspiration for launching Mira Artist Tools came out of a strong desire to help my students solve complex problems that many artists face. Creating a believable work of art that depicts the three-dimensional aspects of form and space and depth is really not quite very easy. I was determined to find an answer, and when I came up with a device that I knew could work, I consulted with my dad, who's an electrical engineer and has 28 patents. He advised me on how to effectively protect my idea. So I filed a provisional patent, I made a rough prototype, and had my students try it out. When they experienced easy and fast success, I knew I'd had a viable product idea. Mira Artist Tools is currently developing 3 products. We have 2 physical tools, one for the professional artist and one for the young art student. It can be used in the classroom. The tool is a compact, portable tool and will prove to be an essential addition to any artist's toolbox. We have a working prototype now, and we're looking for an Oklahoma company that can help us to manufacture the product and help us to get it out to the market. We also have an innovative mobile application, and it is currently being developed for the iOS platform by an engineering student at MIT. It will be ready for beta testing and within a couple of weeks, and we'll be ready to launch on the iTunes App Store soon after. This robust and multifunctional app is state-of-the-art and will be a welcome addition to the artist-designer workflow. Our tools have features and benefits that surpass our competition. We expect to have a share in the $1.5 billion artists spend on art supplies each year in the United States and Canada alone, and hope to have a share of the $30 billion generated by mobile downloads every year. We believe Mira's tools will be a stepping stone for developing other fresh and innovative teaching tools. Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Arts is not my specialty, but I mean, I imagine that the NEA and other government organizations have some sort of grant programs for products like this. Have you looked into, or have you applied for any funding from the government programs?
I haven't done that yet. No, we're very, very new. I've only been working at this for about 10 months. And I've had a little bit of funding from friends and family, and so we're still working at devising ways to raise money. So,
what does the tool do?
The tool, the actual physical tool, we're sort of like a picture frame. And if you hold it up in front of you like this, it has little styli that you can move around onto the frame to sort of frame in composition, or, for example, to find out sort of what the perspective of this room is. If you were given the task to draw this room, it would probably be very difficult for you, unless you had been trained how to do it. And so what this tool does is it makes it easy for the artist to compose the picture, to find the problems that exist within a scene. And it makes it easy to find it, and then easy to translate that information to a 2-dimensional surface.
So one just suggestion, if you're going to do this in the future, one would be to bring it, so we can see what you mean.
I do have it with me.
Oh, cool. So, to hold it up. But the other thing would maybe be to use an analogy. So for those of us who are less sophisticated artists, you would say it's like training wheels for art students, or some type of physical analogy that we could all go,
Sure.
I get it.
Well, an analogy would be for example, linear perspective. If you can imagine yourself standing in the middle of a railroad track, looking down the track toward the horizon, it would appear that the tracks were going to merge. eventually, right? That's a concept or a theory called linear perspective. And it's actually sort of difficult to translate if you don't have an understanding of how to do it. And so the actual physical tool, am I allowed to use props here? Yeah. Okay. This is a prototype that I made on my 3D desktop printer. It's actually looks like this. And I can hold, it has three little styli that have a magnet on them. The frame is sandwiched, or the magnetic or ferrous material is framed between the, anyway. So I can just hold this up, and if I want to find out what the perspective of that ceiling is up there, I can just hold it up like this, move the styli around, and then register what I see on this. Then I can take this information, this registration that I've made on this device, and translate it to my drawing surface or my painting surface. The actual app that we're developing is going to be much more robust, and the artist will actually be able to. We've applied for. We have the provisional patent, and we'll be applying for a non-provisional very soon, within the next couple of months. The user will be able to just simply hold up an iPhone, for example, and actually, through a live camera, make registrations on the live camera and be able to, that is by drawing or using overlay filters.
So why develop the actual product if you can accomplish this with the iPhone?
Well, because I have a lot of students who don't have smartphones. And I know that there are quite a few youngsters, for example, in elementary school, who could use the teacher could use a product like this to help their students learn about linear perspective. And so I have quite a few students who would actually have this. It's something that they could put in their tool bag and take with them out on the field, to, when they're doing plein air painting or something like that.
So do artists actually need training wheels? I mean, in the sense of, isn't that what art schools do? My son is an artist. He's in art school right now.
Yeah.
And I can imagine him looking at that and saying, well, that's what I'm in school to learn how to do.
Right.
So I guess who would be the market for this?
The market would be art students, professional artists, designers, for example. My son is actually as a design student at OU. He's done all of my branding for me, and he's actually talking about how he could have used this tool early on in his college career, even in high school. I have a lot of friends who are art teachers in high schools who say, I could really use a tool like this to help my students to visualize it. It's a training tool, basically. It's to help to train the artist to learn to have better habits, learn to be more observant, learn to be more aware of what they're looking at.
So maybe helps them get there faster?
Yes, it helps them get there.
I guess that would, what's the problem it solves, I think, was what was missing at the beginning.
Okay.
So
I'm assuming you use it a lot in the classroom.
Yes.
For younger students that are starting out in art.
I actually use it for both adults and young students. In fact, when I first developed the first prototype, we were working on a portrait session. We had a model on the stand, and people were trying to get a likeness, and they were able to use this tool to help them get a likeness of the model, because they could. It's sort of multifaceted. It does multiple things besides just finding perspective. It helps the artist find, for example, the gesture of a pose, or alignments of forms, or even composing an entire picture. So, okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right.